Hi there, it's Karen of Envisions Artistic Workshop. This is video 2 on how to assemble your wood sign. So by now you would have already stained everything and gotten it prepped with sanding or whatnot. Maybe some dry brush on there. And if you are planning on painting the whole sign like this one, and even dry brush sometimes helps waiting until after it's all assembled. But assembling it first, then going in with that top coat of paint, which is kind of what I had mentioned in video 1. Couple of things I did want to talk about prior to getting started is you can decide how you want to put the boards together. So this one, I like to show this one because I did a staggered look. And it doesn't have to be even, but I liked my boards kind of even staggered, but you can go kind of zigzaggy or whatever, or if you just like it nice and streamlined and clean looking, of course the traditional way of just straight. So with your kit, with the braces, I would have pre-drilled everything for you. And what I typically do is I would have pre-drilled 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. So kind of alternating to give it more stability when it's all assembled. If you do have to add more stability or structure to it, because you know what, this is a great example. Some lifting in there, which would help with some extra screws probably to get it really flat and even, is definitely want to pre-drill instead of just screwing in some extra screws prior, because otherwise you chance and risk that you're going to crack the braces if you don't pre-drill. When you do pre-drill, biggest thing that I have seen people do is pre-drilling. They go all the way down through and into the face of the sign and even into the table sometimes. So just be forewarned at that. Try to only pre-drill as far as the brace. So once everything's all set, now pre-drilling, like I said, it's all pre-drilled for you. But that's just an extra step that in case you have some wood that isn't maybe going where you want it to go. The key, now it's impossible to get a perfectly straight boards and straight look because wood isn't straight, tree isn't straight. And then you just get the fluctuations in the weather, and you get a little twisting or warping a little bit. But hopefully the braces will help correct that and bring it, that stability and structure. But the straighter you can get it, the flatter you can get it, the better. Because when you apply your stencil, as you can see on this one that like I had shown you, I probably could have used another couple screws in there or something to get it nice and tight. When I did apply the lettering, as you can see, it just created more work for me later, because then I had to go in and kind of scrape off, because anytime there's a gap or I guess an area like that, the paint has an area to seep in, and then you get kind of some glopping after you peel the stencil away. So the straighter the better, to avoid extra work later. So that's one of those little tips and little things that we will do on little touch-ups after we take our stencil off. But like I said, if we can avoid that in advance, that would be awesome. So with assembling, what comes in handy is if you've got someone that can help you. The bigger board, the bigger the sign, the more chances that you'll probably need someone to help. So it comes in handy to have someone kind of bringing that wood in nice and tight and holding it, and then also holding the brace in place while you, and I should have prepped this in advance, while you screw it up. So And then just making sure to press down at the same time you're drilling really hard to get as much pressure so that that wood lies just as flat as possible. So hopefully those things will help you and assist you in assembling. But if you have any questions along the way, or prior or after, or hey, your boards are all over the place, feel free to call me on any questions that you need. But if it is really bad, sometimes what helps is to redo it. So don't take the screws out all the way, but maybe just lift them, because you might have one board that's lifted over on this side, and you don't know where it's pulling from. So maybe just redo, just bring all the screws up across the board until you see that board kind of shift. Then that's that area that needs to be adjusted. So just pressing down nice and tight, get it as straight and flat as possible. All right, thank you, and feel free to take a little breather, take a little break, get a refreshment, and then come back for video 3 on how to apply your stencil.